What's going on, everybody? In this video, I want to share the best things to do in Ouray, Colorado in the winter and everything you need to know to visit and make the most of your time. I have visited Ouray in both the winter and summer, and honestly, this place is amazing, and while the winter may limit some activities like access to hiking trails, there is so much to do here during the winter months. Ouray is known as the Switzerland of America, as it is surrounded by 360 degrees of mountains that are between 10,000 and 14,000 feet. This place honestly looks like it belongs in a little snow globe. Ouray is a 5.5-hour drive from Denver. It's very deep in the mountains, but it's the perfect weekend getaway to their little mountain town. The first thing, and the reason why most people come to Ouray in the winter, is ice climbing. The Ouray Ice Park is a world-famous ice climbing destination. The park is a free recreational area for the public use, but if you've never ice climbed, you don't have to worry because there's plenty of awesome guides and rental shops in town. Each year, Ouray hosts the Ouray Ice Festival, which is a 3-day and 4-night fundraising event bringing together people from around the world to celebrate ice climbing. The 28th annual festival is actually January 19th to 22nd, and if you're not an ice climber and don't have any interest in trying it out, I would still highly recommend you to visit the park because it's amazing in itself just to watch people climbing the ice. There are also some waterfalls in town that are open year-round that you'll definitely need to visit while you're here. The first is Cascade Falls, which typically you can park just a few hundred feet away from, but our car couldn't make it out with all the snow, so we parked on the street and walked up, but it was still a very short walk. I still wouldn't consider this a hike. The waterfall itself, though, is massive, and it flows right out of the mountain. It was frozen when we visited in February, but it's really cool to see. We had it all to ourselves, and it's just a beautiful area, and the frozen waterfall just looks surreal. The other waterfall you'll need to check out is Box Canyon Falls, and there's a Upper Falls and Lower Falls. Both are really cool, and altogether it is less than a mile to see both, but to go down to the Lower Falls there are a handful of staircases, so you do have to be ready for a little bit of elevation gain. There was a lot of frozen water and snow here when we visited, but there was also still running water. You're really deep in the canyon that you should definitely check out while you're here. It's a really cool little destination where it's almost like a waterfall meets a slot canyon. Box Canyon Falls also passes some of the trail of the Ouray Perimeter Trail, which is essentially a hiking trail or running trail that goes around the entire town of Ouray. I think this is a very popular trail in the summer, but you can do it year-round. But there were definitely some sections that were kind of steep or had some exposure, so I would recommend doing micro spikes if you're going to do that trail in the winter. My next favorite thing in Ouray are the hot springs. There are two here, the Ouray Hot Springs and Orvis Hot Springs. I'll touch on Orvis first since I don't have any footage from there. These are smaller, more secluded hot springs just outside of Ouray on the north side of town. Clothing is optional. It's an experience. I'll leave it at that. But obviously, no cameras are allowed. And for Ouray Hot Springs, they're open year-round, and I personally think they're better in the winter when it's snowing, and it's really nice after you've had a full day out. You can just go here in the evening. It's $18 per adult, and there's discounted tickets for kids and seniors. We went during the pandemic, so rented towels weren't offered at the time, but that maybe has since changed if you don't have your own towel, so I would just check that ahead of time. Real quick, I want to throw in a random tip while you're visiting. Whatever you do, do not park on the west side of Main Street. The parking spots are on a steep hill to the curb, and most people visiting don't realize this the first time they park. I can't even tell you how many cars we saw get stuck here. Although, after the locals have a quick laugh, everyone walking the streets is ready to help push your car out. Everyone is really nice here, the locals and other people visiting. And while you're downtown and have parked safely on the east side of Main Street, you have to make sure to check out some of the amazing breweries in town. Also, if you happen to have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, you should drive the $1 Million Highway. It closes depending on the snow conditions, but it is open during the winter, just depends on the day. Our car felt a little bit too scary to do this drive during the winter, as there is a lot of mountainous roads, but we have driven this highway many times in the summer, and it is unbelievable. It's one of the most scenic highways in the state. Some other fun things to do while you visit are renting snowshoes or cross-country skis. I believe we rented from Ouray Mountain Sports and the prices were great, super easy to rent, and they let us have it overnight and we just paid for 24 hours. The nice thing about snowshoes is since it snows so much in Ouray, you don't have to go anywhere or drive anywhere. We literally just snowshoed along the river, which was 50 feet behind our hotel, which was really nice and convenient. We stayed at Timber Ridge Lodge and we love it there. It's pretty close to the Ouray Hot Springs. The hotel is really nice. The owners are awesome. They have a little bonfire out in the back in the winter, which is really nice on the cold nights. In the summer, we've stayed at the Ouray KOA, but personally, I would not stay here in the winter if it's even open. I'm not sure that it is in the winter because of how cold it gets, but there are other options. For accommodations, we typically use Expedia and search by price and reviews, but it is also worth checking out Airbnbs. But since it's a small town, I'm not sure that there's too many. Ouray is a great place to visit year-round with some summer activities including four-wheel drive mountain passes, hiking 14ers, and a lot of hikes including a bunch of awesome alpine lakes. But I think that's it for this Ouray winter guide. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found some value in it. If you could, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.